Good evening, everyone, and thank you for being here again tonight as we remember 24 years ago and keep our promise to never forget. At this time, we're going to have the procession from the Tewksbury Police and Fire, the VFW, will be doing the color guard. Thank you.
Color guard, attention! Present all.
At this time now, we will begin with the Star Spangled Banner by the Tewksbury High School Band, Tewksbury Concert Choir, and the Tewksbury Swinging Seniors. At this time, we're going to have the Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. We're going to have Mr. Sean Casey start us off.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We'll now hear America the Beautiful by the Tewksbury Memorial High School Choir, Concert Choir.
Majesty.
Thank you very much. At this time, I'd like to welcome Mr. Jim Carter and Mr. Robert Fowler from the 9/11 Memorial Board of Directors.
I told Jim I was going to be a man of few words. Thank you. You're going to wonder what this is all about, but you'll shortly see. Good evening, everyone. It is hard to believe that it's been 24 years since 9/11. We will never forget that it has been 20 years since we first met here after this memorial was dedicated. It's withstood the time. It has a few additions to it, a few cracks, but it looks pretty darn good. Thousands of police, fire, and multiple branches of the public safety personnel left their homes that night to help at the site. Many personnel who went there were not sent by their department, but went for many days themselves over the months following 9/11 to not only work at the site, but to attend funerals. Too many to mention. To offer their support for the families of the lost members of the NYPD, FDNY, and all those who supported them. This country has always supported the veterans during and after all the events from World War I through Vietnam and many so-called conflicts. We support them and salute them and shake their hands. Take the time, not this evening, but someday as you pass through and around the memorial, you can read the names in all of the passengers on the planes and the people who went to work that day. They were in the buildings that were affected and never returned. You will also read the names of the fire and police who were there trying to help them. I have a prop. This shirt was given to some of us by members of the NYPD and the NFD. It's firefighter Christopher Santora, who was given an educational scholarship, and his family turned it over back to the city. The city then added funds to it in his name. He died at 9/11. And it says on the back of this, "Gone but not forgotten," FDNY. I'm sorry. Within the field of bricks in the memorial are bricks with stars and plain bricks on the right-hand side as you leave or enter. In the middle is a header brick explaining what that section of the bricks is for. And it says on the brick, "This section is dedicated to the multitude of people, past, present, and future, who will and have succumbed to the effects of 9/11, because this is true. Many people have died since then from the effects of the gases and the smokes working the pile. And so the names go on. The only one that really knows who they are the city of New York and their relatives, the relatives of the deceased. Not to be redundant, but I will be. And we say again, we support and stand for all veterans and our public safety partners, and please remember, as our motto is, we will never forget. Thank you for coming this evening.
Thank you, Robert. As Bob talked about people being on what became known as the pile down in New York City, Tewksbury sent some firefighters down there, and I want you to know Bob spent 2 weeks on the pile down in New York, looking for 2002 is when Fred Simon started the idea of putting a gazebo out there, a wooden gazebo out there in the lawn in memory of Peter Gay and Peter Hashem. And he asked his friend John Ryan to help him, and the two of them thought it was too big of a job, so they conned Dick Hugo and myself into helping him. In our first meeting, we said to him, we really don't want a wooden gazebo out there because it's not going to look like much in 5-6 years. It's just we want a memorial. And Freddie says to us, well, we were planning on raising $25,000-30,000, and I said, Dick and I are planning to raise $500,000. And in 10 months, we had it raised, and we have our memorial. And I want to thank all the residents from town of Tewksbury and surrounding towns in different states, because the money came in from everywhere, $10, $5, $25,000. Everybody, it was amazing, the people that stepped up to it. Not a city, not a town, not any state government, not any federal government. It was all the people. And I want to thank them all. I want to remind them how wonderful it was that they all thanked us, that worked hard for us. And we had so many contractors that donated time, the police and fire, veterans. They were all just fantastic to us. And I want to take the time to thank them personally because they've done a great job to help us. Thank you, guys. And with that said, let's get on with the program. Thank you for coming.
Thank you, Jim. Thank you, Bob. At this time, we have a young lady that really doesn't need an introduction. She's been here every year, but she always gives a very moving and emotional speech, and I'm happy to have her back again, Miss Larissa Gay, daughter of Mr. Peter Gay.
Good evening, everyone. First of all, I would like to thank you all for joining us on this 24th anniversary of the day that the world stopped turning. As we enter into the 25th year approaching, it continues to become even more surreal that it has been that many years since that dreadful day. As this time passes, it almost feels all like a bad dream. That was just a very bad phase or trauma of one's life. I mean, think about it. Sometimes I think to myself, wow, my father was actually killed in a national terrorist attack on our country. How could this happen to me? It seems like a question one would ask right after the tragedy. But I ask myself that daily, especially as I get older. It's something you'd think you'd only see happen in movies, happen to me. I think to myself just how short of a time I actually had with my dad. Being a mom now, I realize just how fast those young years go by. And it makes my heart ache for the precious time that my dad was robbed of being a father, my father. We had only just got started. Time and time again, I stand up here and preach to you all just how important it is to take every moment and make it count. To not take one single day for granted. Hate consumed and took 3,000 people in a single day and in a large scale, and hate still continues to do that daily. This world is a scary place. We need to continue to love and spread love because the bottom line is we are one and the same. We breathe the same air. We are all here on this one single planet together. When you have the mindset of, oh, that will never happen to me, you are in fact naive. I have learned that the hard way. Not to say to live in fear, but to say to truly never know what tomorrow will bring. We live for the now and continue to improve the legacy that we will leave. I just simply can't say it enough. Use this day as a reminder to maybe reach out to that one person you haven't spoken to in a while. Do that favor for someone you've been putting off. Put your phone down and actually pay mind and attention to the loved ones you're so lucky to have in front of you. Give them a hug. Say something nice or uplifting to a complete stranger. Be the reason someone's day is just a tad bit brighter. Do all the little things that those taken from us never had the chance to do again. Erase the hurt in your heart and replace it with willingness to grow, to learn, and to love. The one thing that those who lived through 9/11 always mention is the unity our whole country experienced those days following. We have grown so divided with time, even though the enemies still exist. Maybe we can reignite that unity, but it starts with understanding and with reflection. We need to find a way to come together. We need to find a way to avoid tragedy, and it starts with us. Just about 4 months ago, I got married. You all will be the first ones to hear this, though. The amount of anxiety I had about my future wedding day and the father-daughter dance was unmatched. If you know me, you know I can't get through one wedding, attending a wedding, without breaking down during the father-daughter dance. And I don't break down much. But I must say the absence of stress and anxiety on my actual wedding day, I can only attribute that to my dad. I was so calm, and honestly, I can't explain why or how. Usually I do tend to stress the little things, but I truly think he was there to help calm the nerves and be my true guardian angel leading me into marriage. Now, what I would give to see his face light up to see me walk down the aisle and accompany me by my side. Of course, my mother had that opportunity. Those are the things you truly lose in such tragedy. Those are the things that are stolen from us. But he was there. I have pictures of myself on that day where I truly believe his presence was shown in light, glimmer, and reflection. I thank him for giving me his guidance, for watching over it, and leading me to meet my husband, and for being the best guardian angel to my 2 children. To conclude, I think it becomes more and more imperative every year that we take more time to reflect. Step away from the media, the grind of every day, step away from any type of negativity, and truly realize this is our one life that we are lucky enough to live. This is our only shot. Let us not let those who are no longer with us down. They were robbed of their chance to make a change. I know my dad was well on his way with his work. And who knows what was in store with the countless souls that were taken from us. We take this day of remembrance every year and try to make the best of it by applying it to what needs us the most and what needs us now. In the end, we need each other more than anything, and I challenge you not to let those just be words, but let that be a motto. Let us never forget those souls that were taken from us that day. Their memory lives on with us. I will never, ever forget the events of 9/11 and what they meant to this country and not only to just me. I will never forget the love my dad had for his family, so ever prevalent in his smile. I will never forget September 11, 2001. Thank you all for joining me again.
Thank you, Larissa. At this time, we're going to have the reading of the 93 Massachusetts residents that lost their life by the Tewksbury Police Department and Tewksbury Fire Department.
Anna Williams Allison, Flight AA-11. Barbara Arestegui, Flight AA-11. Myra Aronson, Flight AA-11. Garnett Ace Bailey, UA Flight 175. Christine Barbatuo, AA Flight 11. David W. Bernard, World Trade Center. Mark Bavis, UA Flight 175. Graham Andrew Berkeley, UA Flight 175. Kelly Ann Booms, AA Flight 11. John Brett Cahill, UA Flight 175. Christopher Perjansen, UA Flight 175. Nellie Ann Hefferman Casey, AA Flight 11. Jeffrey W. Coombs, AA Flight 11. John J. III Karan, UA Flight 175. Tara Creamer, AA Flight 11.
Patrick Caravan, Captain Gerald Francis DeConto, David DeMeglio, Donald Americo DeTulio, Paige Farley Hackle, Alexander M. Filipov, Paul Friedman, Carlton D.B. Fife, Tewksbury resident Peter Gay, Linda George, Lynn Catherine Goodchild, Peter Morgan Goodrich, Lisa Fenn Gorenstein, Douglas A. Gowell, the Reverend Francis E. Grogan.
Maylee Rachel Hale, Christine Lee Hansen, Peter Hansen, Sue Kim Hansen, Eric Samakadan Hartano, Peter Paul Hashim of Tewksbury, James E. Hayden, Robert Hayes, Edward Ted Hennessy, Todd Russell Hill, Cora Hidalgo Holland, Herbert W. Homer, Nicholas Humber, Robert Adrian Gilbert, John Charles Jenkins.
Charles Edward Jones, Robin Kaplan, Ralph Francis Kershaw, Brian Kinney, Judy LaCroix, Natalie Janice Lasden, Daniel C. Lewin, Marianne McFarlane, Susan Mackey, Karen A. Martin, Joseph Matai, Deborah Medwig, Christopher D. Mello, Craig James Miller, Carlos Alberto Montoya.
Laura Lee, Christopher Morrison, Michael Gregory McGinty, Mildred Rose Nairman, Kathleen Nicosia, John Oganowski, Betty Ann Ong, Jane Orth, Nitlin Ramesh Parankar, Sonia Morales Puapolo, Patrick Quigley, David E. Reddick, Frederick Charles Romelli, Raymond James Rocha, Sheen Roger.
Philip M. Rosenzweig, Richard Ross, Jessica Lee Sachs, Rama Salih, Jesus Sanchez, Jane Louise Simpkin, Heather Lee Smith, Diane Snyder, Brian D. Sweeney, Madeline Amy Sweeney, Michael Theodoritis, Amy E. Toyen, James Trentini, Mary Trentini, Antonio Jesus Montoya Valdez, Kenneth Waldy, William M. Weems, Christopher Zarba.
Thank you very much. At this time, we're going to have the playing of taps by Mr. Sam Polton of the U.S. Army and Debbie Boyce Lazeski. Thank you. At this time, we're now going to have the Tewksbury High School student Ava Desario sing Amazing Grace.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now am found, was blind, but now I see. 'Twas grace that taught my heart to fear, and grace my fears relieved. How precious did that grace appear the hour I first believed. When we've been there 10,000 years, bright shining as the sun, we've no less days to sing God's praise than when we'd first begun. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but
Thank you, Ava. At this time, we're now going to have God Bless America by the Tewksbury Swinging Seniors. Thank you. We're going to have 9/11 Board of Director Christina Merrill join us, and also Tewksbury firefighter, for a couple of closing remarks.
Good evening, everyone. I'll try to keep this brief. I am not a public speaker. On behalf of myself and the Board of Directors, I want to sincerely thank all of you for attending tonight. It's never easy trying to get out on a school night, so don't worry, kids, we'll have you in bed soon. It takes many people working behind the scenes to prepare for today's events. Unfortunately, I don't have all their names, but I want to sincerely thank them all. They took their time placing flags and cleaning up the area. Boy Scout Troop 49 came out over the weekend, and they cleaned up the stone. I think you guys did a wonderful job. We thank you guys for doing that, and for leading us in the Pledge of Allegiance with the Girl Scouts and Cub Scouts. It's nice when we have a younger generation partaking in the ceremonies with us. We also want to thank the members of the fire and the police departments for being here tonight, along with their honor guards, as well as the VFW Post 8164 for always standing with us. We appreciate you guys always being there. Special thank you to the high school band, high school choir, the Tewksbury Swinging Seniors for attending and providing the music. We always enjoy it. You guys always do a great job, so thank you. I'd like to extend a special thanks to the Gay family for their continued attendance, and for Larissa for speaking every year. As Mr. Carter said earlier, the 9/11 Memorial started as an idea from just a few people and has grown into what you see today. It is run solely by volunteers and is privately funded. We maintain the memorial and the surrounding area by those donations only. That being said, we are planning a fundraiser in the spring. Once we get those details ironed out, we will post it on our social media. We'll have the police and fire department share it as well. Thank you all again for being here. Looking out, it's very humbling, knowing that after 24 years, Tewksbury still is not forgotten.
Thank you, Christina. Did such an amazing job. We're going to have you back next year. She doesn't like doing this. All right, at this time, we're going to have the Tewksbury Swinging Seniors sing "This Is My Country." Thank you. At this time, we're going to have Tewksbury Memorial High School student Julia Borishik sing "Let There Be Peace on Earth."
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as our Father, brothers all are we. Let me walk with my brother in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my solemn vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
Thank you so much. Every year I'm more and more impressed with what we do at our high school and the senior. I want to thank Ginny Desmond and Celeste Pellegrino for getting everyone down here tonight and organizing this. The swinging seniors and the choir and the band did a wonderful job once again. With that said, I can't believe it's 24 years. And when we come here, we're doing these memorials. We think about, when we first started coming down here, there was no kid in grade school that was alive when that happened. Then it was no kid who graduated high school was alive. Now it's 24 years later. Kids that are graduating college weren't alive when this happened. So to see this type of crowd show up every year, it seems to be bigger and bigger. We got the Boy Scouts, the Girl Scouts, the police, fire, VFW, everybody that comes out. They made that promise not to forget, and you make us very proud. I'm sure the people that we lost are looking down and smiling and thanking you for being here and honoring them. Next year will be the 25th anniversary. It'll be during the daytime. We'll have a procession leaving from Town Hall. We'll have the parade coming up here during the daytime. We'll put all the events out ahead of time. And as Christina mentioned and Bob mentioned, the memorial is okay, but it's been here for 24 years and it needs a little love and attention. So we plan on doing an event in the springtime to raise a couple of funds to make sure it stays that way and it's here for future generations. So I hope you can come and join us and make sure you're here next year. I just want to thank everybody once again and have a good night.